Welcome everyone to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm Glenn Martin here with my co-host James Haskell. And this episode, we're here to celebrate our Pro Bowl, our future All-Pro, and all-around good guy, Mark Andrews, who just recently was awarded two pretty prestigious awards here in Baltimore. And so we'll certainly get into that. But before we get started, give us a like, give us a subscribe, click your notification bell, and we'll keep you up to date on all your Ravens news. But Jimmy, tell the folks why they are here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you said, Glenn, pretty prestigious and pretty rare that one player would get both of these awards, which I think was pretty cool. So, Mark Andrews has been awarded locally with the team MVP and the media good guy, all in the same year. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive stuff, especially considering the recent comments about MVP and niceness of the person. We've seen that lately nationally, but certainly that doesn't apply here in Baltimore. Mark Andrews, shout out. If there's a workhorse dedication type award as well, I would also give it to Mark Andrews, maybe a lunch pail or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All the awards, give them to Mark Andrews this year. Just incredible, an incredible season. If you want, Glenn, I can review some stats real quick. Actually, before I review the stats, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You mentioned future All-Pro. Is there any way he gets snubbed?
No way.
You don't think there's a chance?
I don't think so, because of the fact that this guy has been consistent all year. This isn't like a guy where he started slow and came on late, or he had a couple really big games that inflate his numbers. This guy has been the model of consistency. He's been good at the beginning of the year, the middle, and at the end of the year, and really has been good no matter which quarterback is under center, which I think is a credit to him. It doesn't matter if it's Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley, or even Josh Johnson.
That's
all
true.
Three had a safety blanket in Mark Andrews and had comfort getting him the ball, and he was successful no matter who was under center. So and also, it goes unnoticed a lot of times, but he's improved as a blocker every year. So really just, a credit to that guy. I think if he's overlooked, it would be the biggest upset in recent memory.
I would agree with you 100% because I'll review the statistics, but he does lead in pretty much every statistical category. But the other thing I'll say that's improved in his game this year, and we've talked about this before on air, is his yard after catch. He's always been good after the catch, but you remember his first season where he got caught?
Oh,
yeah. I think Mark Andrews is such a different player from then.
Mm-hmm.
You think about that will never happen again. But aside from just simply getting caught and being faster, more explosive, he's certainly more elusive. He's stronger. He's running through these DBs and things like that. He's improved his game, like you said, in every way possible that he can continue to improve his game, and it's shown in the stats. So this year, 99 receptions. I'm sure he'll end up with 100 plus. After this game, on 138 targets, 1,276 yards. Pretty impressive as far as yards per reception as well. He's at 12.9. So in every one of those categories, he's over the guy that, a lot of people I think would put in his spot would think of, right, when it comes to All-Pro, be Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
And Travis has 11 less receptions, almost 200 less yards, averages less per reception, and Mark Andrews even beats him in touchdowns at one more at 9. And Kelce has 8. So certainly a feat, man, to think of guys like Travis Kelce, George Kittle. There's Kyle Pitts. There's so many, Rob Gronkowski, Zach Ertz. Like, the list goes on and on. There's so many good tight ends today. I think more than we've ever seen before, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just incredible. And in fact, I'll say one more thing, Glenn. I'd like to know if you agree with me here. This might be in the top 3 best offensive seasons in the regular season. Offensive regular season displays of a Ravens player in franchise history. So I would put Jamal Lewis's 2,000-yard season up there. Have to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson's 2019 season. But right there, nipping on their heels, has got to be Mark Andrews' season this year, setting the records for receiving yards as well from any pass catcher of the Baltimore Ravens. What do you think about that?
100% agree. I don't have all the numbers ahead of me, but when you started that sentence and you said top 3, the first 2 that jumped to mind were Jamal and of course Lamar Jackson. And I can't think of a reason to not put him up there. First of all, no receiver or pass catcher has ever accomplished what he has accomplished. So
crazy.
You erase all the pass catchers, so you're left with really just the running backs and quarterbacks. And of course, Lamar is by far the most accomplished quarterback, and no one has achieved even close to the heights he has from an individual standpoint.
And definitely not in the regular season. Like, we're not talking about Joe's postseason run. That's a different
Right.
category.
Yeah.
But regular season.
Yeah, regular season, no doubt. This is third right now. I still put him behind those other two guys,
Sure.
but and that might be even a little bit unfair in the sense that no tight end is ever going to win NFL MVP. I don't care what he does; it really doesn't matter. So, unfortunately for Mark, I don't think he'll ever pass Lamar and what he did in 2019. But yeah, I mean, sensational. And look, we're talking a lot about what he's done on the field and why he earned the team MVP. But I want to touch a little bit on the Media Good Guy
Yeah.
Award and tell you why that's important. I think a lot of fans overlook the importance of what the media brings. You know, we can't go ask Mark Andrews a question. We can't go ask Lamar Jackson a question.
Yeah.
The media, yeah, exactly. The media is really the middleman between the fan and the player. So that's why I get frustrated when I see guys like Bill Belichick be rude to um, reporters, because really they're just a voice of the fan. They're asking what the fans want to know and what they're curious about. So when you're mean to the reporters, to me, you're being mean to the fans. And of course, without fans, we have no game. So the fact that he is so accommodating to the media, he doesn't treat them with any type of disrespect or rudeness, really just speaks to him as a person. And the fact that I feel confident, even though I've never met him personally, I'm sure that if a fan were to run into Mark in a public place, I'm sure they would receive similar treatment. And so that while he's a media good guy, really that just tells me kind of all around good guy. And so the fact that he's able to accomplish both of these, MVP and media good guy, in the same year, I mean, it shows why the Ravens decided to extend this guy and give him a boatload of money. And obviously, since investing him, we've only seen his best season. So it's certainly encouraging to know that once he gets his paycheck, he's not necessarily one of these guys that begins to kind of rest on his laurels and stuff like that. If anything, it just makes him play harder to live up to that type of a paycheck. So yeah, couldn't be happier for the guy. And so great that he's MVP, but in my opinion, just as great that he's the media good guy.
Yeah, just to add to a little bit what you're saying there, it's incredibly difficult for us to come on the air after a loss and not be salty. And we're fans. We literally didn't even play in the game. Like,
Right.
we don't win or lose anything by the outcome of that game other than like our emotions, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
some
don't know
years
what
off
else.
the end of my life, maybe.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But certainly they do, right?
Yeah.
And for him to come to the podium and be able to take it on the chin and be honest all the time, be open and clear and well put together when it comes to his interactions with the media, I think is really what it came down to. And so yeah, I agree with you 100%. It takes a lot of that's something that shouldn't be brushed under the carpet. You know what I mean? That takes a lot
Mm-hmm.
of perspective to
Maturity.
do properly. Yeah.
No
Exactly.
doubt. I mean, I'm a
It's just
sore
incredible.
loser. Like, I'm a baby when I lose.
Yeah, I think everyone
But
knows now.
yeah, I mean, just watch our post game shows when I lose our competition, how much of a baby I am. And so if I was on the Ravens, I wouldn't be the first guy they put on the podium after a loss, because I would be a whiny baby about it. So
But the first guy after win, yes.
yeah, after a win, yeah, put me up there. You're gonna want me up there after a win because
Come out with the big WWE belt and everything.
exactly. Fans are gonna be like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Hide me when we lose because I'm a baby. And I'm 34, so Mark Andrews is far younger than me at just 26, and yet he's obviously matured past me when it comes to how he takes losses. So yeah, shout out to Mark Andrews. Good from the start all the way to the finish. He's been big in big moments, improved in really every area, and all while keeping perspective and making sure he treats the media with respect and honors understands that they have a job to do and they're the voice of the fans. So shout out to Mark Andrews on a much deserved award. And I wouldn't be shocked to see this become a bit of a trend for him because he's not going anywhere.
Right.
He's going to continue to be a guy that the Ravens like to put in front of the podium. And I think he's going to continue to be successful. And it's shown under, it certainly when Lamar's there, he's a safety blanket, but even if, Tyler's in there or if Josh Johnson or anyone's in there, it looks like everyone finds comfort in throwing the ball to Mark Andrews. So I expect him to continue to contend for those team MVPs as well. But let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you're, happy for him, proud of him. Really just all your thoughts on Mark Andrews and the season he's had, and we will talk soon.